Hello, hello. Welcome to Italy versus England live watch along with me, ROBREACTS. We'll wait for more people to come on and then we will go through the teams. I have no idea who any of the Italians are, so we'll mainly be looking at the English and you guys can tell me if the Italians are any good. I don't think they are, but there's potential coming through. Hi Reese. Hi Kian. Hi Alexi. Matthew. Hi Matthew. Gareth. Hi Gareth. Welcome along. Welcome along if you are here with me. I don't know about you guys, but it is absolutely pouring down outside. Hi Yin. It's absolutely pouring down outside. I refereed an under-18 game today and the heavens opened and I got soaked. It was not pleasant. Yeah, if anyone has any questions about the refereeing from the game, then speak to Gareth. He will be able to tell you better than me. Hi, Sally. Lucky you. I don't know what's the temperature here. But as I said, it has been chucking it down. It's been chucking it down since about 11 o'clock. Yeah, about 11 o'clock. Just in the second half of my game this morning. At the moment, that is the weather. Not pleasant. Not pleasant at all. Gareth, of course it's pouring down in Wigan. It's Wigan, it's the north, mate. The north is either cloudy, smog-filled or raining. That's true, isn't it? That's got to be true. Matthew, obviously I watched the Wales Scotland game yesterday, and that was a result that wasn't a result that I was predicting, and I don't think many people predicted Wales, but I think Wales held on long enough to manage to squeeze the result. That would be my best thoughts for the Welsh game yesterday. Yeah, we were certainly, me and Kian were thinking, was that a wise decision getting that 3-point penalty kick yesterday, right at the end? But it managed to work just about. Do I feel nervous about the Italy game? No. I think so. My reaction from last week's England versus Scotland game. Scotland played so well tactically. Yes, England had that sort of attacking nature. They've got the youth as well for the attacking excitement, but they had no ideas. They had no real thoughts on how to break down a very tight Scottish defence. However, I would assume Italy are not going to have the same sort of defensive mindset as Scotland did. Should be able to break them down fairly easily, you would think. Sally over in Australia, you wouldn't mind a bit of rain? Yeah. I wouldn't mind a bit of sun and heat. Gareth, that you can't help it. North versus South divide, buddy. And, you know, the North may have lovely people, but they have to be lovely to cope with all the rubbish they have to put up with. So, ignore the big bottle of Coke. I haven't got any beer on me. That's annoying. I drunk them all. Hi, Matthew. Yeah, as I said, I think a lot of us probably know the result of the under-20s. Italy managed to beat England, I think it was. So they must have some potential coming through. But my point with the whole, when young teams, so like under-20s or like England in football under-21s, when they do well, sadly it doesn't necessarily mean much in the real senior level. How many England under-21s in football, for example, have then gone on to do extremely well and strengthen the England squad? I don't think many at all. Not many at all. So it's all great saying Italy, yeah, they might have some potential, but if you don't fill your potential, it doesn't mean anything, does it? Yeah, I think on paper, that, yeah, I think Gareth in Discord said to me the other day, I think he was probably right. He said that Italy are there just to make friends. So probably about right. Players are ready to come out. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you like the video. If you haven't subscribed, I'm sure most of you here are subscribed. That's why you're here. But if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe as well. Helping me out. Help a lad out, will you guys? Don't forget, guys, if you don't have access to the game, join the Discord server and it is on there and you can go to the streaming channel. I'm watching on ITV. Now, obviously, it's through the internet, so the delay from that and the delay through streaming to YouTube, just bear that in mind. I'll do frequent time checks, so if you're watching it, for example, on a TV, then you can always pause and get into sync with me. Out they come. I see Harlequins lost again. They are having a tough season by the looks of it. Considering they won the league last year, Quins are struggling. Lost 19-10 to Saracens. Actually, amazingly, I say they're having a tough season. They are fourth, amazingly. They are fourth. London Irish are currently in ninth. Game in hand. Potentially get up to seventh. It's funny in the league how Leicester Tigers are running away with it. They really are running away with it. You got teams like Bristol that are, considering they were in the final as well last year, they are struggling as well. I hope we're not too fussed about the national anthems. This is I brought this up plenty of times, and I probably will bring it up again. When you see competitions like the Six Nations going on, it's so unfair, it seems, to the league system, because in football it is club, and then you have set times for the internationals, and therefore the clubs don't play. And actually, if you're in the championship, for example, in football, you can actually postpone games if you've got a lot of international players. But, you know, imagine being one of these teams that's just signed an absolute world-class player, but they don't play because they're playing for their country all the time. It's madness. Absolutely madness. Yeah, exactly. Kieran, that's what happens. You know, in football, when there's internationals, the top levels, which most international players are at the top level clubs, they don't play. Like I said, in Championship, you can postpone games if you've got a lot of international players. I found that out because I'm currently playing as Warsaw in Football Manager, and I'm in the Championship with lots of internationals. So, well, I hope everyone's had a nice weekend. Anyway, the France versus Ireland game. Whoa, that was high scoring. It's a shame I didn't end up watching that one with a live reaction because that was brilliant. Did any of you guys watch that game? Let me know. I tell you what, the Italian national anthem is it's quite exciting, isn't it? It's quite vibrant. You can get a right little, right sing-song going. Italy versus England coming up. I did see the Australia Maori All Stars versus Indigenous All Stars was on. I'm so excited. Yeah, I know we're here for rugby union, but there's so much going on coming up. With, as I said, obviously the football season's still going for people like me who likes football most of the time. You've obviously got the union still going on. Then you've got league that started this week as well with the Super League, NRL starting. AFL starts in about, I think it's in March. So the AFL's coming back as well. So there's so much sport. There's going to be so many more watch-alongs. There haven't been many watch-alongs over the last few months because obviously there's not been any big games. I've got to think about what I want to watch and how busy I am. But there should certainly be more games coming up. Friday night games as well, for example, for Rugby League. They're definitely going to be coming because I know I'm normally free on a Friday night, so that's good. But yeah, there's going to be loads of sports coming up, guys. Let me turn this back up so I can hear. Gareth, tell us. Answer Yin's question. What is England's world ranking in the international rugby? England are third, I think. Keaton thinks. Are we ready? Game on. So what I'm hoping for Now, as I said, I don't think Italy's defence is going to be as tight and as compact. But what I would like to see is England actually using the wingers, using the pace of those wingers to drive into the spaces. I don't think we got that in the last game. We certainly didn't get it in the British and Irish Lions tournaments. So hopefully that's what we will see. Hopefully the Italian defence will leave gaps. If you want a time check, guys, 45 seconds. Oh, there we go. Now I hear it. Remember, Kian, you're ahead of us. Or ahead of me. So yeah, now I hear. But actually, quite often, bearing in mind the stadium's not full, quite often the away fans are normally louder than home fans in sports, I find. If you go to a football match, the away fans are always louder because normally they're drunk. They've made the trip, they've made the event. So the away fans are normally louder in sports. But yeah, you can certainly hear Swing Low Sweet Chariot, can't you? I would love to see the scrums actually holding up today. In yesterday's Wales... Oh, nice boxes. In yesterday's Scotland-Wales game, it was taking far too long for the scrums to take place and get the game restarted. So hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully the scrums will actually hold up today. I see Carl Sinclair's not starting today. Three minutes and 20 in. Italy's ball. They win the ball off England. I do find it funny how you don't. It's not the norm these days to have a coach that is from that country. It seems. Jesus Christ! Please don't be one of those days. Don't be one of those days where the scrums just do not work. Italy to put the ball in for the scrum. Stay on your feet, stay on your feet. It's coming out. It's collapsed, but it's out. Italy's ball. They've gone for a kick. England's ball. Joe Marchant's got it. Now to Smith. I tell you, Italy certainly look up for it in this game. Whether or not they will wear themselves out, it may be a case of if England weather the initial storm, maybe let Italy wear themselves out with their little excitement going on, and England can just hold the ground. Italy get a little bit tired, and then England push. That may be what happens. I don't know. But as I said, Italy are certainly looking a little bit energetic, a little bit excited. You could see even from when they were singing the national anthem that they were up for it. But maybe that's too much. Maybe they're going to exhaust themselves quite early. Maybe wrong, maybe right. I don't know. Good line out from England. Italy put the wrong man up. Is that gone backwards? Nope. Luckily, England get the ball back, though, from a late tackle. If anyone doesn't have access to the game, guys, I know I've seen if there's a few new people that have come in. If you don't have access to the game, make sure you join the Discord server. It is showing in there if you are not from the UK. Yeah. Kin, if you're watching on live TV, if you're watching on actual TV, you may have the function to pause the TV. That's always a good idea. With the delay that you get from the stream, you can always delay it slightly and catch up with me. Then you can't spoil it for anyone. Whoa. See, energetic from the Italians. They are pressing. They look energised, but that may be at a cost. That may be at a cost. Hi, Jeffrey. Yeah, that's... As I said, I think the Italians, if they keep at this pace, are they going to keep being able to stay at that pace? You know, are they going to maintain that level? England may have to just weather the storm. Not that it's a huge storm, but weather the storm and just make sure they don't get any tries, defend well. When the Italians have worn themselves out from pressing like that on Smith, then England punish. Currently on 8 minutes 30. Line out coming in. Toje catches. Oh, I tell you what, England are pressing there. Oh. Noel's going down. Nine minutes now. To be fair, in this game, England are driving forwards at the Italian defence, and they are making ground. If it was a team like Scotland, for example, they were making no ground at all when they just charged into the defensive team. But they are making decent ground here. They have moved up the field. There we go. It's knowing the opposition. It's knowing the opposition. 5-0 England. Knowing the opposition and knowing how to beat them. Now that try wouldn't have worked. That would not have worked if if it was against Scotland, for example, last week, I don't think it would work if it's against France or Italy, France or Ireland either. Samuel, there's a delay because obviously I'm watching it on my computer and then it's streaming to YouTube, so it's sometimes 30 seconds behind roughly. A time check, it's 10 minutes and 25 seconds. I think, yeah, I think though that sums up the opposition, and it's maybe harsh to them. Maybe it's a little bit harsh to them, but if you're able to get through them like that, and every time you actually charge forward, you make ground, it's not the greatest of defences, is it? Quiet for the kick, please. Marcus Smith steps up. And in you go. 11 minutes and 10 seconds. That is a conversion from Smith. (7-0) England. It's, well, Matthew, it'd be good if England do use the wings, because after watching last week's game, they almost refused to use the wings. When you've got players like Marchant on the wing, who's such a good young player, and they end up screaming for the ball, and the play just doesn't go out wide. So it will be good if that is the style of play that England use today. Oh, good job it went backwards. Italy ball. That's Italy ball from a knock on. Poor handling from England there. Yeah, that's what it was. It was, Jeffrey. It was real basic. It was basic handling errors. Is the scrum holding up? Wow, a scrum has worked. It has got the ball back in play. Good from Italy. But how are they going to spread play? They're not. See, this is the difference. Italy are charging into England, but they're not making great tackle. They're not making the ground up. They have stayed at the 22 line here. There's an advantage for Italy. They've made ground now. They're about 15 metres out, Italy are. They don't want to make any errors. England's ball. There's no advantage anymore. And England, I think, yes, they have. They won the ball off Italy now. That's a shame for Italy because they did well in that little phase of play. And England decide to kick it up the field. I do like that England have a young team. I think it should be a good sign for the future if they're performing well at this level. You would hope that England can only get better if they are performing well with young players, because as players get slightly older, they should get better, hopefully. So I think it's good signs that it's a fairly young team. So what are we looking at here? Yeah, they just showed a referee. Um, they just showed Noel about talking about head injuries and stuff, and then they show a clip where there's absolutely no head injuries. Surely they would have showed something little bit more relatable to what they're talking about. Well done, Italy. Italy on the break here. I don't think they've got the speed. You've got to pass it one more time. It's a poor pass, but they keep... Oh. It was a poor no-look pass there from Italy. But that was a good sign from Italy. But it was thrown straight to Itoje. See, Italy are showing some promise, though. They're definitely showing some promise. I'll give you a time check again in a second. It is now... We're coming on to 16 minutes. HIA. They didn't show what actually happened to Noel. Straight to England. It's mistakes again from Italy that is giving England the ball. Switch it to the other wing, England. Switch it to the other wing. Oh, God. Poor handling again. They get let off, though, England. Switch down to the other wing. Well, after last weekend's game, they've got to try and attack in a different way and a little bit more inventive. Because last week's game, the England attack was stale and very singular. Good tackle from Italy. He's released it. Sorry, but Italian Ione. What the hell is with the old haircut? What a crazy haircut he's got. Jesus. England currently about 10 metres out of the Italian try line. They're charging forwards 5 metres out. Itoje trying to get onto the line. It's come out again. England are just going to try and drive. They're a metre out from the Italian line. Advantage to England, so they're going to get the ball back either way. Italy are doing their best to get players behind the ball, but they're right by the posts. Try for England. 12-0 Italy. 12-0 Italy? I don't think so. 12-0 England. I think we're 19 minutes and 45 seconds into this game. I think this is only going to get worse for the Italians. You know, the Italians have shown some aspects of good attacking play. Defensively, though, they've not really done anything. They've not really done anything at all. They're not able to... The two main attacks that England are doing is spreading the ball to the wing. They're not able to handle that. And they're just charging straight at the Italian defence, straight down through the middle, and they're not able to deal with that as well. So, conversion taken by Smith. 22 minutes and 25 seconds in, and we are Italy 0, England 14. I think it is. I think it is, Matthew. I think this is only going one way. It is only going one way, and that is going to be a bit of a massacre. If I was England now, I would want to be trying to beat the score of what the French did to Italy. That may not be in their minds currently during game time, but to prove a point, I would want to be getting some momentum now after their loss to Scotland. Get some momentum with a really, really heavy win. And look at this. Look at this. It's the advantage back for England. England are, as you can see, England are able just to skip past Italy. They're able to skip past Italy, which is not good sign, is it, defensively? I think so. I would certainly think, and this is obviously just my analysis from a non-rugby person in a sense. The Italian defence just looks poor. It just looks poor. Like I said, they almost don't know their positions or how to position themselves and how to stay compact. Because I said that England are able to beat them on the wings, and England are able to beat them straight down the middle. Now, I'm not saying the Italian attack is much better, but there is sign of some sort of potential going there. They've made mistakes from the poor passing, but there is a little bit of explosiveness from the attack. But yeah, I certainly think it's the Italian defence that is just poor. It is really poor. They can't even... They're struggling to take a man down. It certainly looks like Italy are trying to get more men behind the ball now and more compact, which is what you've got to do. It's the same in football. In that sense, it's the same thing in football. If you're the weaker team, you have to compact the defence, make it harder for the team to get, obviously, to the goal. Now, obviously, it's slightly different in football because it's a one goal in the centre of the byline, whereas obviously in rugby you've got the whole field to cover. But they've got to compact themselves. Honestly, that Genge's ear is absolutely vile. That is really disgusting. Just saying. Genge's ear is horrible. Yeah, there's been a couple of scrums. The scrums are holding up. They're staying up, which is great to see. It's a difficult one. Predicting games, at this level, I would like to think at least the top 5 teams, bar Italy, are still fairly close in ability. So who knows? Who knows what the result's going to be? As I said, if you looked at the first game, or the first games, then you looked at obviously Scotland-Wales. The prediction would have clearly been Scotland to win. But Wales got the victory. So it's very hard to predict, I think. It's very hard to predict with teams that really are so close in ability. Bar Italy. What? Oh. Good kick from Italy there. Spread it. There's so much space. That was a rubbish throw because it was too high. But you see, look, we've got this potential here. We've got this potential from Italy on the attacking phase of play. I don't think it was a great pass. I think it needed one extra pass in between to take out the England defensive player there. Yeah, I think Italy needed one more pass to pull Marcus Smith in. Hi, Gavin. Nice to have you here, Gavin. Thanks for joining me, mate. England just walking up the pitch. Oh, Smith is able just to zip through them. Yeah, I think Italy have certainly had about 3 opportunities here. Italy have had about 3 good opportunities for the attacking phase, and have sort of messed them up. They really have messed them up. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened, Jack Noel. The only highlight they showed had no head contact at all, so really no idea what happened there. Definite knock on. Italy ball. Jack Noel won't mind going off the pitch if those girls sit next to him. Filth, Rob, filth. We're having a bit of a break here, apparently. If you haven't already, guys, make sure you click the like button. It's only take you 2 seconds. Hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't already subscribed. There's a little break in play. All right, scrum going on now. Italy to put the ball in. Good effort, Curry. Good effort. You can see like that one. You can see with the smile on his face. Oh, actually, the smile on his face may be the fact that the ball went straight at his jaw. Oh no, underarm and face. But he could not stay on his feet. Kian, Italy do not have a chance. I'm sorry, Italy don't have a chance. Even if they hold this scoreline till half time, you know, it may give them a chance to recoup, you know, recoup and that, but no. I'd even be surprised if Italy get any points out of this one. Too many mistakes in the attacking phase for Italy. Gareth, he really is. He really is. Kian, you're far too hopeful. And that will be the word I use, hopeful, for Italy to get any points here. Yes, they've showed promise in the attack, but that is about it. They're still not doing enough to actually to get any tries. I just can't see them scoring any tries. I really can't. The thing is, I don't even think England are really into fifth gear, are they? They're probably cruising about third gear. Where's the ball? George has the ball. Off to Randall. Oh, he's zigzagging through. Looks like it. Definitely looks like it. Tojo just leapt there, didn't he? He leapt for the try line. And it's almost if a Tojo leaps for the try line, you're probably not going to stop him. A little bit hard to see the ball. Hopefully this angle can show the try a little bit better. Yep, down you go. Almost. Italy almost stopped it with the way that they managed to turn a Tojo, but they couldn't quite get their arm under the ball. I think it's a try. Mm. Let's have a look. I'm not sure what I'm even looking for here. Gareth needs to come in here. Gareth needs to come in here because I'm not sure what I'm looking for. You say accidental offside and I'm just not seeing anything. I didn't even see any obstruction though. Well, there you go. Ideally, though, see, I think so. Someone now they need to explain it better. He can't get out of it, can he? Yeah, it seems harsh because there is absolutely no way of Ezekwe, whatever his name is, getting out of the way. So I understand accidental if it's accidental offside, but he has no chance of getting out of that, has he? I think what the commentators need to do is when the initial highlights are showing on that situation, because it is a slightly more complicated law, sorry, maybe they need to explain whilst the highlights are showing, because this is on ITV, it's on domestic TV, so you may get people watching who aren't necessarily rugby fans. I think that's got to be worked on because obviously rugby has a few complicated laws. And I wouldn't have even noticed it. I didn't even notice it. I was there thinking, what's going on? So maybe that's something that actually needs to be improved on in the future. But you're spot on, Kian. Yep, England accepted it, no problems. But at the end of the day, there's TV footage, so shown to everyone. And unlike in football, the referees explain and you can hear as an audience what's going on. I think though, Gareth, it was. I think where it was accidental, it must have been accidental in the fact that was he not the one that lifted a Toje up, and therefore is naturally in that position as he comes down. Time check, guys. We are on 35 minutes. 35 minutes now. 5 minutes left of the half. Italy 0, England 14. Oh no, pull his shorts up. We don't want to see his shorts. Or his ass, should I say. The 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 maul, whatever's still going. It's still going. However, the ball is completely somewhere else. Oh, England a metre out now from the Italy try line. They're going to try and... I say they were trying to bundle it over the line, but nope. Referee stopped it. Patrick, it's something I can certainly look at. I know on the 26th of March, now bearing in mind you've got to be on my vlog channel, on the 26th of March I am going to see London Irish, so I'll be going to Brentford Community Stadium to watch London Irish versus Northampton Saints for the St. Patrick's Day, so that's something that'll be on the vlog channel for sure. But obviously all vlogs are on that channel, so make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. And watch the videos, of course. Time check, 37 minutes. It's holding up. The ball is right in the middle. Now it's out. Italy ball. See, that's good for Italy there. He doesn't want to leave the field though, does he? Halafihi's coming off then for a head assessment. Sebastian Negri is coming on. He is properly strapped up. 38 minutes gone. Not a lot has happened in a whole minute there. They have held England off for, you know, at least until the half, or hopefully until the end of the half. Good catch. It's a bit crowded over that side. England's still got the ball here. We're on 39 minutes now. Italy win the ball. At the lower levels, Patrick, we have sin bins now in football. So at the lower levels, grassroots football and whatnot, we have yellow card sin bins for dissent. Yeah, so if you give dissent to the referee, you get a 10-minute sin bin and 8 for youth. He's got to get this. He's got... Surely they've got it. Touch judge is happy with it. 19-0 for England. Literally on the halfway mark there. It certainly looked like when the ball was coming down there from the kick, a lot of the Italian players were sleeping. They were sleeping. It's certainly a more positive. It's certainly a more positive game from England, but it's hard to say. It's hard to say that they're playing well in considering the opposition. I think the opposition are poor. Smith steps up. And it's swung in. 21-0 to England. And that's game. That's half time. Half time in the England-Italy. England lead 21-0. As I said, I can only see it getting worse for Italy with them getting a little bit more tired. Maybe 50. Maybe over 50. We'll see. I'm not sure. The site to sell your car. I've never even heard of it. Right, let me turn the sound down. I'm going to pop out and get a drink, and I will be back with you shortly. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll see you in a sec. Right, what have we got? What are we saying? Yeah, it did look like England were going to use their wings a little bit more, and they haven't, I don't think. Scotland came back from being 31 down to draw against England. Yes, that was in my video that I posted today. So if you haven't seen it, make sure you watch it. However, there's probably a little bit of a difference between Scotland and England. So I probably wouldn't use that example in this one, if I'm honest. I hear you. I hear you about Italy being too good for tier 2, but not good enough for tier 1. And I suppose that the money for the club, for the country, is in the tier 1 competition. So it is a tricky one. I appreciate that. Gareth, I agree. If there's 5 gears, England are only in 3rd gear at max. Surely, they're not having a difficult time. So you don't need to put all the energy into it, do you? So I think 3rd gear at max. Patrick, I certainly do not see that 100% record changing today. Italy are done. They are done. And as I said, I don't even think they're going to get a try here. They would be very lucky to get a try. I think it will be a 0 for Italy. What was the final score last weekend with Italy-France? Let me have a look. Italy-France. Italy actually got 10 points against France. I think England should do better than France here. I really do think England should do better than France did against Italy. The France-Italy was 37-10. But honestly, I just cannot see Italy getting any points here. I really can't. I still stress that it's brilliant. I appreciate it. It's still brilliant to get good youngsters coming up. But I can only link it with football because that's the experience I've got. That look at England under 21s in many recent years, and how many of those under 21s have actually achieved their potential. Very few. So I hear you. I hear you when people have been saying that Italy, have got some good youth coming through, but they have to fulfill their potential to actually achieve anything with Italy. So it's not a bang on sort of guarantee, is it? I think, Gavin, this has been a conversation I've constantly been hearing. It's do you even make it an 8 nations or something like that? I think that would be too much, if I'm honest. I think that's too much. It's a tricky one because obviously you got World Cup. You got the World Cup rugby. Do you not have in Union? Is there no European championships? Obviously, in football, you've got the World Cup and then you've got the European Championships. Is there nothing like that? Gareth, I still think last week Scotland tactically played better than England. However, England lost because England lost the game in the sense that it was their own fault. It really was their own fault. Sam Simmonds intentionally pushing the ball out to the touchline was his own fault, and it was his own stupidity, I think. Even last week, if, for example, Simmonds missed the ball, Scotland got the try and it was all level, at least they would have had 15 men on the pitch. They wouldn't have lost a player. So I think that was Simmonds' own stupidity that lost the game for England. But I still think Scotland played really well tactically to counter England. Potentially. Potentially, Matthew. Was it Cowan Dickey that did it? I thought it was Simmonds. Either way, close enough. Close enough. Either way, I'm sure it's Sam Simmonds. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Close enough. I would say that the point of having a tier 2 European Championship, I don't know, playoff sort of idea. It's tough, isn't it? It's tough. Because Italy won't be happy if all of a sudden they're not allowed to be in the Six Nations and have to actually earn it almost. Sorry, Cowan Dickey. I was close. 16, 20, similar number. Exactly. Very close. Very, very similar, Gareth. I'm glad you agree. I'm still getting used to the names. I would like to think that I'm getting better. Bear in mind, this last year I've been learning about the players, and it's mainly been England players, and obviously it was British and Irish Lions all together, learning names of players, and it's so difficult if you are new to a sport. It's luckily they have, obviously the numbers on the back of their shirts, and I'm being very sensible because, as you can see there, I've got the team sheet up. So if you ever see me looking like this, then you know I'm looking quickly at a number so I can work out the name. And I think actually that's the best way for me to do it. It's over time linking that number with that player, and then I recognise the face. But it's not easy. It's not easy to recognise players, especially in a sport where players all kind of merge together. At least in football, for example, they're all stuck to more precise positions, and those, quite often a right back doesn't then all of a sudden end up on the left wing or anything like that. So it's easier, I think, to work out names. I'm doing my best. It's going to be hard when AFL starts again, because they've got 3 more players on the pitch, and they've all got mullets all at the same. So that's going to be tough remembering their names. That doesn't help either, does it? That really doesn't help that at an international level they don't have the names on the back of their shirts. It's so difficult. I'm not great. Well, I know I am okay with names. Being a football coach, one story I tell you now is there's a class that I do, and there are 2 identical twins, and their dad and mum dresses them identically. There's no indication of which one's which, and I know their names, but I wouldn't be able to tell you which one's which. I would not be able to tell you which one's which, and it is really awkward at times. I really don't know about. I really don't know about United States with rugby. Um, if it would ever become that big, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one to think because they are set in their ways, as all the other countries are so set in their ways that they've got Yankee football, haven't they? They've got things like that. They've got baseball and basketball, and those are the sort of, and hockey. Those are the main sports. So yes, it's clear to see that rugby is getting bigger over there, but it is still really, really low down ability wise. Which was the referee I looked at doing the MLS games? The Irish referee, and he just looked depressed. He was a Premiership rugby, got let go and went over to MLS, and he looked so depressed. So I think the standard of the Yankee rugby is still far too low for it to even be. I don't know. Can you talk about them becoming greats yet? I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure the potential's there, but it almost seems like women's soccer football, it's got a lot of, needs to grow a hell of a lot in ability wise of the players for it to get that much further. But I'm sure United States being United States, they could. You say that, Patrick, but Qatar are hosting the Football World Cup, and I don't think they're very good. So if you use that logic, I'm not sure. I think England should be really looking to turn the screws here. They really should be turning the screws to really punish Italy. Maybe take it up a gear, see what they can do. Yeah, that is true, Patrick. I'm sure rugby is not as corrupt as FIFA, because that is definitely some dodgy stuff going on there, isn't there? Sinclair's on. Laws change every year in football. The problem with football is the laws are a lot more subjective to what the referee's tolerance levels are. Yes, there are some obvious things, deny an obvious goal scoring opportunity. They're pretty obvious, but there's still too much reliance on the tolerance of the referee in games. There is very much the law is in the hands of the referee rather than the referee is the referee. I can't even get my bloody words out. The referee is not simply insisting on following the laws, because it's a lot of game management as well. For example, a handball in football is a yellow card, but you're not always going to give a yellow card for a handball. Tolerance levels of referee, if that makes sense. Time check, 41:30. England's got the ball from a line out. Oh, Jesus, that is a lot of ground made up from England there. Zipping through Italy. I honestly think, and you know, I may be wrong, but I honestly think England could get over 45, 50 points today. And I can't see Italy scoring. I did watch a couple of the women's Six Nations last year. The problem was that England were far too dominant and it just wasn't a contest. So it wasn't that exciting to watch, I found. Italy scrum coming in. England win it. They wanted to play quick. England wanted to play quick. The ref is not having it though. I don't think you have to be a genius, Kian, to realise that Italy are just not good enough. I don't think the referee can really be blamed for this. Hi, Dan. Hi, buddy. Thanks for joining. Very good. Not bad at all. And another try for England. It was coming right. It's 4 minutes and 15 seconds in, and it was coming right from the get-go there. Yeah, bonus point as well for England as well. Yeah, I've not seen anything wrong with the referee. Maybe it's the same if you're on the losing team. As a fan, you've got to look for excuses and without blaming your team. I don't know. Gavin, I can tell you. Now, I'm a football referee. I could not care less what team wins, even considering which team's winning at the time. And I'm sure Gareth may have a point to make with your statement, as Gareth is a rugby referee. He might agree with you. However, I doubt it. There we go. I thought there might be a comment coming. It's a tricky one, isn't it, with women? And it's the same in most sports. It's the same in most sports. Jesus, 17's big boy. What's his name? Traore. It's the same in a lot of women's sports, such as football and rugby, that women are so far behind, and that's not their fault. That's just the way it's been. That they've been mainly men, a male sport. So women are always playing catch up. But then you always get those certain clubs, and in respect of the Six Nations, in women, you've got the two countries that play professional, and they snap up the best players. They snap up the best players, and therefore you're always going to have that difference. And it's obviously the same in football. In men's football, for example, that's why you've got leagues and you've got different level of players, and the better teams pick up the best players. However, it's a lot closer because of the ability of players are that much closer. Exactly. As a referee, do not care who wins. If someone wants to accuse me of being biased or whatnot, then I will tell them to watch themselves, because I couldn't care less who wins. Whoa, hello. Is he going to get past him? He sidestepped, not quite. I would say, Gavin, and once again, this is me as a football referee, not as a rugby referee. As a player, yeah, exactly. I think Gareth makes that clear point, and it is exactly the same in football. The attacking player is less likely to make a tackle, for example, and therefore less likely to cause an offence. So I'm not sure if your statement of the team going forward is more likely to get the decision, because that's just sense. Well, hang on. Oh, Italy. A good effort with ground made, and England have tried stealing the ball. Marchant tried stealing the ball, but Italy have it. I think Gavin, if we add to this point, if you relate it to football, for example, you're talking about the team going forward. It's only the defensive team that is having to make a tackle. So the chances of them mistaking the tackle and messing it up and making a foul is more obviously going to happen, because they're the ones that have to make the tackle. The problem is, Gavin, yes, it does sort of validate your second point, but your first point was that it favours the team in the ascendancy. When you say ascendancy, I would assume that means the team that is winning. But it doesn't matter which team's winning, because your second point is the team that's on the attack. So that would be my interpretation anyway. I tell you what, Italy, they're about 5 metres out. They're going and up and over. Maybe they will get a try. No. Oh. Book him, ref. Book him. Book him for throwing the ball at you. Italy have got the ball again. Maybe they should just try and get on the scoreboard. Considering I made the prediction that Italy were not going to score, that was almost ruined, wasn't it? That was almost ruined. See you later, Dan. Thanks for joining, mate. England have the ball back. I've got a feeling they're going to try and kick it out at some point. They're going to get it out of their area soon. They do not want it in their 22. They're probably going to wait for the right time to kick it out. They want someone in space. There we go. Up you go. I don't think it was the greatest of kicks, but it gives a little bit of breathing room. Lucchesi off. Hame Fiver on. Five? Something like that. Knock on. Didn't quite get to grips with it on the first attempt, England there. They've slowed down a little bit. They've slowed down a little bit in the last 8 minutes. Oh, slippery hands. Slippery hands. Guys, if you haven't already, if you're in the stream, as there's a little break in play, make sure you hit the like button. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Italy to put the ball in for the scrum. Time check, 52 minutes and 40 seconds. Set. Put the ball in then. Italy are playing on. Whoa! Oh, fast-paced Italy there. They're trying to get England off guard, I think. Italy have got the ball. One more. There's too many players to get past. Joe is taking his legs down. Marchant. And Italy have given the ball away. Italy gave the ball away again. But they've got it back. A good attack there for Italy. They show some progress. They show some attack mindedness, but they just can't get over the final try line. England are able to adapt when they're caught off guard. Italy player over there has got cramp by the looks of it. England's ball. Medic coming on. Is that Ben Youngs and Simmons coming on? 114th cap. That's not bad, is it? That is not bad.
From somebody who was 12, Harry Randall, when Ben Youngs was making his debut. How's he played? I think he's done very, very well indeed. Eddie Jones asked him for a bit of zip-zip, and certainly what he got, he's got a really good skill set. Often, as the coach said, the spaces don't open up until maybe the time that your replacement comes on, but I think he's acquitted himself very well. A couple of really nice breaks that led to England's tries. Thought on Exeter's Sam Simmons as well.
I tell you what, they've done a good job of trying to keep off the player, but there is a fair few medics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 medics on the pitch surrounding him there. At least the camera work is better than with football at the Euros recently. Hi, number 1 fan. Hi, buddy. Are they going to show what? Are they going to show the replay of why he's down? Are they going to show us what happened? Oh, he went straight down. He lost all movement. But it's good to see. I tell you what, it's good to see Genge was quick to get attention as well. He was quick to get attention. He knew that that player lost all sort of movement there. Well, currently there's not any talk about a card. It certainly didn't look foul play. No, I agree, Gareth. It certainly didn't look foul play. Honestly, once again, I made a point earlier on about it's all great having a winning under-20 side, but then becoming a winning senior side. And what are the commentators saying now? Honestly, I think I should be a commentator on one of these sports broadcasts because they just copy me. It's ridiculous. They just copy me. So I've mentioned this before, Gavin, in other streams. I think rugby have got it pretty good because they have the link up with TMO. From what I look at, you very rarely get decisions wrong because as a team of referees, including the TMO, they work together. Now, obviously, that's different at lower levels because they don't have the videos. The issue with it's the issues with football. That's the problem I see. I said football needs to learn from rugby in that sense because VAR as an idea is fantastic. However, currently in practice it's dreadful. I like that TMO works with the rugby referees in the middle. I like that, for example, it shows on the screen in the stadium what's going on and what's happening. I love how the rugby referees are mic'd up. I think that takes away. I think it gives them accountability, and less controversy because they are mic'd up. You can understand what they're saying and why they're given certain decisions, even if they're wrong, because they've explained why they're giving it most of the time. I think that makes it acceptable. Whereas in football, quite often with like these VAR decisions, you have no idea why they're given a decision that to any normal person it's completely wrong. And so if, for example, in football the referees actually were mic'd up and you could hear exactly why they're given decisions, that would be a huge step into people understanding why they're given a decision. If their reasoning is correct, even if the logic is wrong, then you can understand. That would be my take on it anyway. But I think rugby referees get it a lot easier at this level than football. Time check, 57 minutes and 15 seconds. England are certainly having a bit of a slow second half after that first try they got. I would like to think, Gareth, that football referees get a hell of a lot more stick than rugby referees, to be fair. Well, hopefully, Gavin, I would like to think my answer made some sense and answered my thoughts for you. No problem. No problem. I just wish as a football referee that I wish, and I've said this in videos, if you watch any of my my videos where I look at the rugby referees, and for example, I wish football was more like rugby in that sense for the referees. It's horrible. It's a horrible game for referees. Constantly, you've always done something wrong, even if you're right. Yin, when you say a footy umpire, I assume you mean an AFL referee umpire. I think it would be easy being an AFL umpire. Yeah. I think it'd be bloody easy. I know you get a lot of stick, but I don't think you have to do a lot. The amount of AFL games I watched last season, you don't have to do a lot. There aren't many laws to actually enforce, so yeah, I reckon it'd be easy being an AFL However, you would get a sore mouth from constantly having to blow your whistle, because that is so annoying. Constantly blowing your whistle.
So desperate for an opportunity, having had not much of the ball in the last 10, 15.
61 minutes and 20 gone. England line. Italy steal it. You say that, Gareth. You say that in rugby, the referee is the sole judge of fact and law. However, technically in football, the referee is the sole judge of the law. It's obviously the culture behind it makes it as if the fans, the manager, and the players also have a right to have an opinion that is expressed. A tennis umpire, that can't be too difficult. Can't be too difficult. Especially at the top level. A tennis umpire at the top level, that must be so easy. Because you sit there all day in the sun. You have a load of people watching all the lines for you. Piece of cake. Italy have had a really good spell. Italy have, as I said, since the 44th minute try for England, England haven't really done anything. You know, I was thinking England could get up to about 50 points here, but then they've not actually done anything else in this second half. So Italy have had all the possession, but not actually done anything with it. Bearing in mind, Leicester City won the Premier League with very low possession. So it's not all about what you do with the possession. And sadly, Italy at the moment are doing nothing with the possession. Did he? Oh, Nigel Owens is responding to Kean. What was said? So Nigel Owens responded to your tweet saying he questioned why the Ellis Genge charge didn't go to TMO. What was his opinion? What was his opinion?
Just the one score so far in this second half. England leading 21-0 at the break. Elliot Daly with the score early on in the second half. And here's a very significant moment.
Number 19 coming on, Chesham.
Ollie Chesham. This would be his test debut, being schooled by the former England coach Steve Borthwick up at Welford Road. And here it comes. The proudest of moments for him. And I dare say as well at the Kesteven Club in Lincolnshire. I may well be watching in the clubhouse there, and they'll be enjoying this moment.
Oh, Marla's on as well in the front row.
Ollie Chesham and the more familiar face of Joe Marler as well. Yeah, great moment for Ollie Chesham. Surely instructions will be to bring that testy and energy back to this England performance, because it's been all Italy for the last 10 minutes. Chesham off the top, Curry. Ellis Genge making way for Joe Marler. Luke Howard-Dickey now England's captain.
England ball.
That's loose and needs to be swept up.
65 minutes and 10 seconds gone. England. No, Italy. Italy have got it.
I think that's a harsh one from against Baratoji there for
Not releasing for Mario Toge.
Given much opportunity by the tacklers to get back to his feet, but all the decisions going with Italy at the minute.
He tripped over his own man, didn't he? Almost take each other out.
Gareth, I think you're taken away from the fact that Nigel Owens responded to Kean. Don't ruin this for him. Don't ruin it for the poor lad.
Doing what he can to disrupt things. Fiver has it. The ball
Italy get Italy about 2 meters out, and England get the ball. See, this is the thing, you know. Italy have had some promising attacks, but they just can't get over the try line. They just cannot get over that try line, can they?
Starting to tell. Good line out defence initially, but tackle comes in from Simmons. 3 England players.
Don't worry, Kean, don't worry. Ignore that mean man. Ignore that mean, horrible northerner. He just wants to spoil it for you. Am I think of doing a rugby jersey collection? As in, am I planning on collecting rugby tops? I can tell you what I've got so far, rugby tops. I've got the England one that I got, and a London Irish one, and a British and Irish Lions one. I have 3 so far. So I'm not sure if it's good enough to be a collection just yet. Or I don't want to fight. Let's not have a fight in the comments, please. Alright? Friendly banter. That's all it is. Friendly banter. I feel Gareth is typing now. He is going to be typing in fury. Oh no. Gareth, please don't go on Twitter under Kean's comment and tell Nigel that Wayne Barnes is better. We don't need a war. Oh, that was late on his kneecap.
Well, does he look like a man who's about to come on? Or does that shot suggest that George Ford might not be employed fully this afternoon? And
68 minutes and 20 seconds gone. 12 minutes left of the game. This has been very stale in this second half for England. It's Gareth, he's winding you up. He's winding you up. Calm down. You upset Kim because of your mean comments. Alright, he's just trying to wind you up. Who is Rob? I'm Rob. Obviously. Me. Hi, Charlie. Nice of you to join me. Who is Rob? Surely it's obvious who Rob is. Anyway, England have got the ball now. It's been very stale in this second half. With 11 minutes left. Are England going to get another try? I think Italy have certainly been more impressive. Still not good enough because they haven't been able to get a try. They've not been able to get over that try line. But it seems England have dropped a gear for sure.
In this second half, with England have good attacking ball and Marcus Smith not taking bodies with him, maybe he'll feel people should read it a little bit better.
And to an earlier point, it certainly seems as if England have stopped playing that wide ball. They're struggling to get out their own half. Hey Charlie, I'm reacting to the game. I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now, mate. I'm also reacting to the comments going on because there's a little fight going on.
once again.
Power game.
Paris, Lawrence, just to build any kind of really sustained momentum with so little of the ball.
Big first half, they hardly saw any of it, didn't they? They were doing most of the defending themselves, and then England dominating possession and territory. So just coming out with those little mistakes again, Italy, when pressure comes on.
Right, Italy with the line out.
Saying that they play quite
Oh, they just about kept it. Just inside England's 22.
Conjure with. Fosco.
Italy, they've got to get the ball wide here because they're not going to get through England's defence if they run straight at them. They've got to play it wide. They're making no ground, very little ground up.
Italy at least ringing the bell.
Yeah, Italy's just at 20 metres now. But they are not using what they can. You know, they're making no progress from just charging forwards. You know, Italy penalty there. But if I was Italy now, I'd kick it through the post just to get some points on the board.
Well, he's looking more likely. He's having a stretch, old George.
Is George Ford going to come on
England having to do a bit more defending.
with 9 minutes left? Possibly.
Bibs coming off from George Ford now. Maybe it was one of those. They're getting on the field. They'll just warm up in front of the coaches.
Italy are about to make a change, and it'll be a significant one for.
No, they're not. They're not. It's literally a case for England that it's make the tackle, reset, make tackle, reset, make tackle, reset. They're not stretching England, are they? They're not able to find any holes or create any holes from England. And they've given the ball away again from a line out. Too many times from a line out they've given the ball away.
Line out goes straight over the top. Dobra.
With their own debutants as well. Leicester's Ollie Chesham.
72 minutes on the board.
Far back to English hands. Tamala. Young's Slade again popping up at 10. So Marcus Smith can play in that slide.
Yeah, Gareth is named after a Welshman.
Opportunities.
That's why he's very resentful at Welshmen.
Yeah, first in out, break down to
Just stoke the fire. Stoke the fire a little bit.
This one goes aerial. Leonardo Marie. That's not taken cleanly.
Poor mistake from Italy again.
And England looking likely.
They don't need to score. You're right, Patrick. They don't need to score. However, I think it's for mental sort of it's for sort of mental attitudes that they would want to score. There we go. Right on the 73rd minute, Sinclair gets a try right in the middle. This is going to be an easy conversion, surely.
Around the Stadio Olimpico.
well, the England fans are cheering again. I'm not sure it was quite how they intended. Marcus Smith putting a bit of a speculative kick up, and really it's the mistake by Fusco. But just
Oh, there you go. Charlie's given a verdict there. Joubert is the best ref in the world for knocking Scotland out of the 2015 World Cup. I'm sure Gareth might have an opinion on that one.
and it was ultimately going to come. Carl Sinclair's had a decent second half.
That is the only attacking thing England have done
Smith looking like he's going to throw it
since the 44th minute.
and just leaves it into the
One of the only attacking things they've done, and they scored a try. That's awkward for that is really awkward for Italy, surely. Joe Marchant coming off, George Ford on.
It's forward for Joe Marchant.
Well done, Joe. I haven't had a lot to do. Your mum will be proud of you, mate.
George Ford slots in. Does he go to 10? Does he go into midfield? Ford might be going to inside centre.
Crash ball specialist.
Let's see.
Might play left and right.
Doesn't England handling errors? By the way, no Six Nations next weekend, but we've got a couple.
Player of the match. Why are they not calling it man of the match? Man of the match for this game, Marcus Smith.
Sunday, Italy away in Ireland, and we have the highlights program tonight as well from the French.
See, this is the problem. If we're talking about refereeing, if you cannot beat a team in 80 minutes or in football 90 minutes because of one possible incorrect decision from a referee, then did you deserve winning in the first place? When there are, if you think of it, there's 79 more minutes to play, or in football there's 89 more minutes to play. If you're relying on one mistake, I don't know. I think that sort of excuse is a bit of a cop out, if I'm honest. But that's coming from me as a referee. Can it? Oh, I was going to say, can Italy get a try? But they probably can't. 4.5 minutes left of normal time. So where would this put? Let's have a look. Where would this put England in the table? What would the standing be if, I say if, when the result stays like this? Let's have a look if I can see the standings. So after this result, bear in mind, this doesn't include how many points for a win? 4 points for a win. With the bonus point. Yeah, with the bonus point, it would put England second. Yeah, so that'll put England second, I assume, with the points. However, obviously, Ireland are yet to play Italy, and you would assume the scoreline would be pretty one way as well. So, yeah, France top, England second, Ireland third, Scotland fourth, Wales fifth, Italy sixth. And that is without me even looking. Scrum coming in the 77th minute. What do you think? Jeffrey makes the comment, French Grand Slam, question mark. I don't know. I know I like the idea of the bonus points for getting 4 tries. I like that because it adds to attacking play. You know, you've got to attack to get the tries. So I really like getting the bonus point for getting 4 tries. Brilliant. I'm not sure how a losing bonus point would work. England ball. Just after the 78th minute, and England have got the ball.
Sums up Italy, doesn't it? He's absolutely furious with himself. Giovanni Pettinelli.
That is a little bit of blood over his nose there.
Just got slightly confused, no scrum half. And number 8. England were down for averaging 40 points a game against Italy in recent encounter, so not quite there yet.
England, I think England, Scotland, or Wales, if one of them can beat France, it would certainly make it a lot closer of a competition. You know, if you look, for example, Scotland beating England but then losing to Wales. Wales obviously lost to France, beat Scotland. I think if teams lose at least one game, it keeps it tighter. And I think that makes it more interesting for sure.
Attacking with the ball in hand and at least approaching halfway.
You want it going down to the last day, really, don't you?
Increasingly looks like they will end the afternoon with nothing next to their name. Daly.
Some good footwork there for Daly.
Second half, then linking up with Sinclair as well, and now Ford and now Smith, and England just opening up right at the end.
I've said earlier on as well, though, Jeffrey, I don't think you can take this game as an example for the future, because England haven't had to get out of second, third gear. You know, they haven't had to really try. Sometimes playing against lower level teams, your performance drops because you don't have to perform at the higher level. Smith, is he through? We're on 80 minutes and 15 seconds. We're over the time now. They want one more try by the looks of it. They're going. Is it? They're not sure. This is going to TMO. Are they going to finish on an 80th minute try?
Whether England will finish on 5 tries or they'll bank a 6.
There was a reach from Slade, wasn't there? It's just whether it reaches the line and whether he kept control of the ball.
Yes, David. So, I feel this is his try. We've got a clear ground in. Can you just check the last breakdown to make sure 6 White didn't knock the ball on?
So on field is a try.
Confirm grounding as well.
Yeah, so we're going to check for the potential knock-on first by 6, and then we're going to go to grounding, and on-field decision is try. Okay, stand by.
England might well get to that magic 40 number.
David, this is your first angle here.
So look, not confident, Barrow tells you.
It's hard to see anything in there, to be honest.
Is the grounding okay?
Yeah, we're being told that that's what TM O'Brien needs to look at.
The only decision you could do, say, is this Sam Stimmons holding on the floor there, preventing Itoji taking it?
Great work from Pat Barney.
It slightly lost the ball there.
Look for separation.
Slightly separated hand from ball.
I think there is separation there. Just have to slow that down on the point here. This is the angle. You see it there.
He lost control of that. I don't think that's a try. Please give your verdicts, but I don't think that is a try. If it's a case of he lost control of the ball, which I think he did, I'm saying no try.
Because it's full time, mate, there'll be no scrum, that's the end of the match. Yes. Correct. Too easy. So, boys, it's no try.
Thought so.
Full time.
Full time.
Well, it's a rather messy end to what was in truth a rather
There you go.
second half.
No try. Yeah, lost control. Well, thank you for joining me, everyone.
Getting them going. Elliot Daly and
Thank you for joining me, everyone. Now, myself and my lovely wife are off to eat some nice dinner, and we are going to see Jack D at the theatre for some laughs, hopefully. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me. The next watch along, there's a week break, so there's no game next weekend. The next game will be Saturday, the 26th of February England versus Wales. That is, I think, a 4:30, 4:45 kickoff, something like that. So make sure you're on the Discord. I will put the link in there the week before, a few days before, for you to have your reminders. But make sure you join me for England versus Wales. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure to share the stream with you. I will catch you next time. Good.